hear him. Which might be okay, I don't know. You got it.
This gets answered here. Good afternoon, Evolution family. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. It's a little bit after 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. What's that? Okay. They're working on the background. That's what I just heard. Anyway, welcome, Evolution family. This is a good one we have for you today. Today is the Wednesday training. This was the original Wednesday training, which was our original broadcast when we were back in the day up in La Crescenta, and it's still very, very popular. It is Princess Cruises Week, as you know, and we have a very special training for you today. It's a really good one, and joining us via phone is Peggy Hape. You guys know Peggy. You guys love Peggy. She's our cruise coordinator and our group cruise coordinator. Peggy, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us today.
You are so welcome, Jose. I am always here to assist.
Okay, you guys, this is a good one. And basically, well, let's get through this, okay? Let's go. First off, let's talk about the Archer Travel tips of the day. And this is important. If you're working on any groups, and you guys book a lot of groups, and I really don't like it when I get a new agent that they're booking groups, but they haven't contacted the right people here at Archer Travel to help them, assist them, and make sure that they make their commission. So look, all group cruise bookings must be reported to the group cruise coordinator. That's Peggy, who's on the phone with us right now, okay? You can contact Peggy through that phone number and ask for Peggy. And now, Peggy's very busy. If you can't get her on the phone, you can leave a voicemail and she will return your call. I'm telling you, she will. Emails for groups.
Definitely.
Yeah, and why do we do this? We want to make sure, because you guys aren't legal scholars. You don't know what contracts look like. I mean, I don't know what cruise contracts look like. I look at land contracts, hotel contracts, and that's for see this? For land. Anything that you book in land has to go here, group contracts, or you can contact me. For group cruises, you go groupcruises@archertravel.com. This is for your protection to make sure that you make that commission. That's why. Because sometimes you guys get lost on pricing, and next thing you know, a customer service rep is quoting you gross instead of net. Right, Peggy?
Correct.
So you want to make sure that you do that, okay? You never want to quote net. You want gross. You want gross. All right, let's talk about this. The minor policy violation. Peggy, how many of these do we get a day? 3 or 4?
Oh, my gosh. Sometimes we're lucky and we'll skip a day.
that's
Today, so far, knock on wood, has been that kind of a day.
But yesterday...
But we still have a number of hours to go.
Yeah. What this is that this is a policy for the cruise lines. Guests under the age of 21 must travel with a relative or guardian of 25 years of age or older. I'm not going to get into the mishmash about if you're married and you're 21, but just follow this rule. Follow this rule. The guardian does not need to be a legal guardian. Talk to us about this one, Peggy, because it's so important.
Basically, certain age groups either are going to have to be in the same cabin with an adult 25 years of age or older. It could be mother, it could be dad, it could be Aunt Jane, grandmother. Makes no difference as long as they're responsible for the minors while they're on board the ship. If you don't have that, it's very possible that if you don't update the cruise line, and it's all cruise lines, it's not just Carnival, Norwegian, it's across the board. All cruise lines require this information. They must link the cabins together. with special codes. If those codes are not in the reservations, it's very possible that your clients will be denied boarding at the ship.
Yep.
Their cabins could, in fact, be canceled.
And they lose everything.
And depending upon when that happens, cancellation penalties will kick in. You have to be very, very careful with this. If you don't understand this, reach out to me. I'll go through the rules with you.
But don't forget this.
Cross-referencing for dining purposes does not take the place.
Right. So you guys, again, be aware of this, okay? Especially right now, you guys are booking a lot of cruises. You're booking that family of 4, that family of 5 with the kids. You can't put the kids in one cabin and then the adults in another one. That's not going to work. Be aware of this, or else, like Peggy said, you will be denied boarding. You will be, you'll lose they'll, cancel the booking. You lose everything. So again, and now when we get these, we email you. Peggy emails you and reaches out to you via phone. So you want to make sure that you are in on this. Now, again, comments room, I really need your help here. You senior members, the platinums, the golds, the silvers who have been on a ton of cruises, and you're working with your new teams and talking about cruises, remind them about this, because this is a problem. We're having this problem every day. And we want to make sure that it gets resolved, that our agents are educated and know how to book correctly. And this is about booking correctly. Okay?
Yeah.
So be aware of that one. All right, so let's go to the next one. Here we go. Preparing clients for groups and for the cruise for 2026. Now, I'm going to step away sometimes so you can take, screenshots of this, because there's some important information in here that you need to be aware of. And this is important. This goes back to when we did, at the beginning of the year, we tell you about how to qualify, the steps of the sale, the importance of follow-up. This is follow-up. This is not just, okay, you know what, you're going on the Carnival Jubilee, here's your cruise tickets, see ya, that's in 4 months, see ya, bye-bye. And I make my commission, and you don't follow up with them. And they've never been on a cruise. They don't know what the Jubilee looks like. You're dropping the ball. You're dropping the ball of making that person be your client forever by doing this. If you do, smart agents do this. The CLIA agents do this. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. The general public doesn't have a clue about the Jubilee or the Mardi Gras or the Icon or what these ships are and what they do and what they offer to your clients. So it's important that they know this. It truly is. It's as important as getting the booking done. And here's your chance to follow up and really show them how are you, what makes you such importance as a travel advisor, how you need to get this information to them so they can enjoy their travel investment on the Carnival Freedom, which is right here. Okay, now. And
then that's where you're going to earn the accolades from your client, because they're going to refer you to friends and family.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And the referrals are all where it is. So you definitely have to follow through. Get the additional information. How do they get to the port if they're driving in? What's parking costing?
Okay, right.
Are there other ways to do this? Pre-cruise night with park and sale packages.
Yeah, and we're gonna go through these things with you. Okay, now let's talk about the booking. You've booked the Icon of the Seas, okay, for the Johnsons, and they live in St. Louis, Missouri. Oh, the Icon of the Seas! I can't wait. They don't. And so, what you should do is this. If you go to YouTube, all right, and you do a search, every cruise line and every ship in North America is on YouTube with a ship tour.
Oh, yeah.
Every single ship. I don't care if it's the Carnival Marshmallow. It'll be on there with a ship tour. Yeah, I was on the Marshmallow. I had a great time. Kind of floated around. Sorry. YouTube. Every cruise line has that. You should be sending the link to your clients. Here's what the ship looks like. Here's what the ship will offer you and your family. Okay? Here's what the kids can do. Here's what you can do. You and the husband can have private spa, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. And then what's even better about that, okay? Wow, I can't wait to go on the Icon. And I have this balcony. Check this out. On YouTube, every ship has a cabin inventory video of the room similar to the room that you might have, or sometimes even the room that you might have. Whether it's balcony, whether it's interior cabin, whether it's with a view, whether it's a suite, you can actually have this information going. Here's what your cabin will look like when you're on the Carnival Mardi Gras.
Yep.
Sure.
All right, everyone. So we have a question in the chat from Esmeralda Coria on Facebook. She says, Olaf, first-time cruise, what is the best cabin?
Okay, the best cabin, all right, is what the client should pick. You don't pick that for the client because maybe they may not like cabin with a view. Here's where you find that answer right here. If let's say you're looking at booking the Icon, okay? Well, there's several cabin categories. Go in there and show them, hey, you know what? We want to go on it's our first cruise. Well, here, why don't you look at the inventory? What would you like? Would you like a cabin? Would you like interior? Would you like have them pick. It's not your job to pick that. Okay?
No.
Now, do you understand about that? Because what if you picked them, the room with the view, and they come back, it just wasn't what we wanted. We really wanted something bigger. I should have gotten the balcony. See, that's why you want them to pick. You always want them to pick. And you use this, YouTube has every ship inventory, cabin inventory, every single one in North America and across the world. So if you put in, Carnival Mardi Gras, balcony, and you put in the deck number and the room number, it'll get you close to it. This is the Wonder of the Seas. This is cabin 10, deck 10, 318, okay? So this is what that looks like. So, wow, and we're on deck 10, 322 is our cabin. Well, it's similar, but that's what I can expect to see. And that's important that you get this information. Your clients are gonna go, wow, that's what, and they're going to get excited because they're going to say, wow, the Icon, look, the kids can do this, we have all this, and the excursions, and that's what our cabin looks like? Oh, I'm so excited. They're getting excited because you got them excited. And you're giving them knowledge that they need to know. Where the kids can stay, where are we going to do with the kids, where are we going to put our stuff, all that stuff, okay? Right, Peggy?
Definitely.
Right.
Use the tools that we're sending you.
Yeah.
To
all right,
make your clients think you're absolutely wonderful. The tools are all out there. You just need to know where to go to get them. Because that's going to make you look like a hero. And they're just going to praise you up and down.
Yep. Oh, my goodness, they will. All right, Peggy, you can do this one. We're on the agent prep, the client checklist.
All right. You need to make sure that they have the documents, which means passports, that are valid for a minimum of 6 months after their return. They have boarding passes for the ship, luggage tags, and then you can assist them in printing everything so that they can receive their final documents via email, or if you want to make copies for them, you can actually send them hard copies.
Now,
and you can do it via email so that they can print them out. You could go ahead, print them out, and actually mail them to them. There's a number of ways that you can do that.
Yes. And
make sure that they have copies of all their backup travel documents.
Yes.
I recommend that they have copies of their passports.
Big time. Mm-hmm.
Keep a copy in the suitcases, carry-ons, whatever they need to have additional copies. Lock the actual passports up when they're on board ship. Carry the copies with them.
Yes, you should carry your copies with you. Now, let's talk a little bit about this. This is old. This is from 2018. And now I just got back from a cruise. And I didn't get none of this, I had to print these out. I don't know if Carnival is still doing this. A lot of the cruise lines now are working directly off the app. And we're going to talk about the app here in a minute now. The app has everything. It has your boarding pass. It has all kinds of stuff that's on there. But here's a couple of things, though. If you've got senior people, they may not have that phone knowledge. So you might need to go back to the paper, and you might need to have that information when you get to the terminal. Example, let's say you're doing a family reunion and you got, Uncle Charlie and Aunt Betty, they're in their 80s and they're going to go on this 3-night cruise, with the kids and everything, but they don't have a phone. You're going to have to make sure that you have that proper documentation. Now, I do want to talk about passports and boarding. If you are dealing with clients, again, another great thing to make them clients for life is start pushing, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you're starting to cruise now, you're starting to travel. You should really get passports. Okay, I understand. We're going down to Ensenada on a 3-nighter and you're going to use your birth certificates from the state of California or the state of Texas or in Florida. That's fine. But if you're starting to be really like the next 7-nighter and the next this and that, passports, because you know what? People that get passports, they travel. It's been known. The data has been there. Once you get a passport, you're going to be doing some traveling. I don't know what it is. It's some magical thing that happens. Well, poof. Now you can go.
It's like it opens up the entire world for people.
That's when they realize.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's when they realize, wow, I have this. So push this. If they don't have passports right now, just say, okay, that's fine. You're going on a 3-nighter down to Ensenada, or you're going a 3-nighter, down to the Bahamas and back out of Florida. That's what. But you know what? Start thinking about getting this for everybody, the entire family. That'll make that work. Okay. And Peggy is right. Have those documents ready now. Here's the thing, if you take the birth certificates and if you lose them, man, that can be really ugly getting back into the country. So again, and it is the original birth certificate that you need for your client. So make sure that it's the proper documentation. There's nothing worse than getting your clients down to the cruise terminal and they can't get on because they don't have a passport, they don't have the proper birth certificate and things like that. So make sure you have the correct one. That is really huge, okay?
Yes.
That's why I'm saying just, okay. Here, I'll do this one. Agent prep the client checklist. Okay, advise the client to contact the bank. I'm going out of the country. Contact the cell phone provider. This is big time. I'm going to be leaving the state of, I'm leaving the United States. There's roaming charges, all kinds of stuff on there. Now, I have T-Mobile, and T-Mobile has a contract agreement with Canada and Mexico, so it doesn't hit me that much. But that's on my plan. You may not have that plan. So if you're going down to Ensenada and you're talking to mom or your dad or something, and it can get really costly real quickly. So you want to make sure you're that. Now, and also on the banks, you want to let them know now that you can do it on your app. On my Wells Fargo app, I can do it. Like when I go to Europe, they go, well, you can put it on your app. I go, no, I'm going to call you up to let you know that, I spoke to someone, because sometimes technology isn't always proper. I want to make sure that they know where I'm at when I'm out of the United States. So you want to make sure that this gets handled too. And this is really important. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, Peggy, go ahead. I love this one. I love this one.
Oh, what to pack. All right. You have unlimited ways to locate items that they want to take. Internet sources. You have the different dress-up nights. It's all right there. In fact, a lot of cruises or cruise lines actually have lists of items that they might want to pack to take on board.
Yeah, it's true.
And internet sources, the cruise lines have internet packages for the Wi-Fi, so you can always purchase those items through the cruise line.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, your mobile devices might in fact have those sources built into them.
Yep.
So, of course, check your providers.
Yep.
See if you can somehow expand your internet service to include the ship. If you have to bridge it through the package with the ship, you'll be able to find that out too. And then dress-up nights. The cruise lines are going to tell you in the final documents what dress-up nights there are. The captain's welcome aboard, the captain's final, or prior to the ship docking the final day, there's going to be a night. It's like the captain's dinner.
Yeah.
It'll tell you whether it's formal, semi-formal, that type of thing. But that information, again, is normally provided in the final documents.
Okay, the reason why I bring this up is, remember I showed you the agent that just said, here you go, you're going on the Mardi Gras in 4 months, see you, bye. Wait a second, hold on. And then all of a sudden, those people, well, we're going on cruise, all I need is, my Jap flaps, my bathing suit and tank top, and they don't know that there's a dress-up night. They don't know that there's a white party. They don't know that there's a red night party on Virgin Voyages. That's why I'm saying this is important. Now, why is there a dress-up night? Well, first off, and Matt, let me tell you, on Carnival, what they do dress-up night, not only do they do dress-up night, they do uniform night. So the veterans wear their uniforms. And it's really something, man. I mean, it's like you're walking around going, wow, there are people decked out here. When they're full, I've seen Marines in dress blues wearing their stuff on these ships.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. And also, the reason why this is important is, especially if you're a family of 4, family of 5, is they have photographers all over the ship that you want to take advantage of. And yeah, I know it's kind of pricey, but take a photo of it as a memory that you can share with, their other family members. Look, we were on the Icon of the Seas, back in, June of 2026. Look at us, we were so happy, and we're all dressed up. But yeah. So again, you need to know this. And now, of course, there's tons of internet sources about how to book a cruise. I mean, I just checked online last night. There's like 85 ways that you can book it. But refer that to Mom, because she's going to want to know, what should I bring for the kids? What should I bring? What should I do? Should I tell him to get his tux ready and stuff like that? Because look at this. I mean, it's really cool. It's really cool. All right.
Wait,
you have a question?
You
Go ahead.
have people that will dress to the nines on board.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You'll see the ladies in the ball gowns,
Yeah.
the jewels, the furs. It's like, oh my God.
And they go to the theater, and then they go to the casino, and then they have I mean, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Yes, Ryan, your question.
It definitely is. We don't get to dress that way very often.
No, we don't. We don't. Go ahead.
Nope. New Year's maybe, right?
Right. Go ahead, Ryan. You have a question?
People like to do that more
Hold on,
often.
Peggy. Hold on.
Yeah, we do have a question. It was about packing for children. Esmeralda Coria from Facebook would like to know, can we bring our own pop if we use the refrigerator? Is there a charge?
For your own what?
Can you bring your own soda? I know some cruise lines allow you to bring a 12-pack of soda with you.
That depends on the cruise line.
So where can they find that information?
Okay, again, that'll be in the booking. That'll be if you ask your agent. But Royal Caribbean and Carnival and Norwegian and Prince, they all have a different one. I've seen Carnival, somebody get on the, on the Forenza, bring a whole case of soda with them coming up on board. So there is, but you just call the customer service rep. They will let you know how much soda you can bring. But yeah, that is on some ships they allow that and some they don't. Now we're going to talk about what you can bring and what you can't bring. All right, this is a no-no. This is a no-no, and if you bring this and your cabin steward sees this might, they'll tell you either put it away or they'll take it away from you and give it back to you at the end of the cruise. Now, this is okay. They have cruise approved or the rubber ones, the rubber extenders where you can put 3 of them in there. That's it. But those are the power strips. And you're going to need that because in these cabins, there's not a lot of outlets for your phone, your computer, your tablet, your, whatever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So
right.
Let's go to the next one here. All right, so here we go. Things you can bring, all right, allowed on cruises. This is important. So, Peggy, you want to do this list?
All right. Things you can bring, which are allowed: room organizers, magnet hooks critical for metal walls, hanging over the door organizers, pop-up laundry hampers, electronics, phones, chargers, cameras, tablets, portable fans, and non-surge protected power strips or extension cords. You can take extension cords.
But they got to be
Toiletries.
they got to be the orange one, the thick one, not the regular.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, the thin one.
they've got to be rated a certain way.
Right.
Toiletries and health, sunscreens, prescription medication, small first aid kits, hair straighteners, curling irons, food and drink, sealed, prepackaged, non-perishable snacks, and limited wine, non-alcoholic beverages depending upon the cruise line policy. Now, most cruise lines are going to allow one regular size bottle of wine per person per cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, sodas and that type of thing, it will depend upon the policy of the cruise line. Also, water. Again, that's going to be per policy. Convenience, lanyards for key cards, Tide to Go sticks, oh, definitely. LED tea lights and reusable water bottles.
Yeah.
You could also probably take the flameless candles.
Well, that's what
Those are
tea-
going to be like the LED tea lights,
yeah,
but you could
okay.
take a regular sized candle. And I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Now, this is just basics. If your clients
Those are basics.
If your clients come with
Yeah.
more questions about it, then write them down and then talk to a customer service rep at the cruise line that they've booked. Now, let's talk about
Yes.
things that you cannot bring on a cruise. Okay, things that are prohibited and banned. Heat producing
Right.
items, and you know what? Drew Santiago has, he's told me of incredible things, of stories. He's found rice cookers. He's found hot, what do you call those hot plates?
Hot plates?
That people
Oh my gosh.
that people are cooking in their cabin. They don't want you to be cooking in there. There's so much food on. Why are you cooking in your cabin? Okay.
Exactly. The food is included on the cruise.
Right,
There's
so-
only a few places you have a surcharge.
All right, so heat-producing items, which are clothes irons. You don't need to bring that. Travel steamers, okay? The steaming, no. Coffee makers, you don't need that. Kettles, hot plates, candles, incense. Please do not bring that. If you bring incense on, your cabin steward they'll bring security down. Why are you putting that on?
Yeah.
Okay, weapons
Right.
and contraband, firearms, any type of firearm, any. Ammunition, knives, except for small grooming items, pepper spray, handcuffs, illegal drugs, including CBD products. Now, be aware here. If you do have people with medical conditions and have, that they have prescriptions for some of these, that's fine. But, just be aware of that. Work that out with your clients about it.
If they are using some things legalized in certain states, like marijuana legalized in California, remembering you're traveling to another country
Yeah,
where
it's
that
not
substance is not legal, so you cannot take that with you, regardless of a prescription in California or
That's
the
right.
United States.
That's right. So be aware of that. Alcohol and beverages, restrictions vary, but generally large quantities of alcohol, beer, and unsealed food items are prohibited. So yeah, you can bring a bottle of wine, but you can't bring in a case of wine, okay? Miscellaneous, drones, big time drones, are not allowed, prohibited and banned. They will take it away, you may not see it again. Surfboards, hoverboards, extension cords with surge protectors, illegal substances. So that'll give you an idea of the things that you cannot bring on a cruise. All right?
I want to add something. Laura Coron in the chat put no vapes. They allow vapes on ships,
Yes, they do
but
allow
they cannot
vaping.
have cannabis products in them.
Right. Now, the vaping happens again. Don't think because I'm vaping, I can vape all over the decks. No, you have to do
it's
that
only
in the smoking areas. And some people think, oh, I'm vaping, so I can just do it anywhere because I'm hidden. No, you have to do it in the smoking area. Cruise mobility scooters and wheelchairs. Talk about this one, Peggy.
Oh my goodness. There are a number of scooters and wheelchairs on board that can help you board the ship, possibly help you disembark the ship, but it's not going to be available during the cruise itself. All cruise lines have a company that's been approved by the cruise line that can assist you with that. It is an additional charge, and they will provide you with the phone numbers, email addresses, all of that, so you can reach out to that particular company that they use. You can order the scooters or the wheelchairs. They will meet your clients at the ship. They will be bought and paid for prior. They may actually have them located in their cabins when they arrive. But a lot of times they're going to be in the main area when you're checking in on board. Mm-hmm. So it can definitely happen.
Now, I just want to jump in here, Peggy, and talk about something. You know,
okay.
This is important. Please, because there's been nightmare scenarios where we've had agents contact us. Oh, my group is here, but you know what? I didn't know that Uncle Charlie and Aunt Betty need a scooter and a wheelchair, and we're getting on board right now, and they want that. Okay, that's because you didn't qualify correctly. You need to book this way in advance because there's only so many of these items that they have on board. And if you're on a big ship like the Icon or the Mardi Gras or the Jubilee, these go quick. And, you know, we want to make sure that those people, those senior people, are as comfortable as you are and as your clients are enjoying the cruise. So it's really important that you make sure when you're qualifying the clients going, is there anybody that needs a scooter or mobility? You know, you got Aunt Betty who's, 85. She wants to be on this cruise with everybody in the family, blah, 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 blah. What does she want? Does she want a scooter or whatever? Yeah, go ahead, Ryan. Ryan's got a question.
We have a question from 515F Neely on YouTube. It says, does the cruise ship provide DMEs? I'm not sure what that is.
I don't know what that is. DMVs.
So 515F Neely, can you please explain? Oh, durable medical equipment.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that. They have a full sick bay. So now in regards to, medical issues and emergencies, if there is a heart attack, and it was so funny, I was on the Quantum of the Seas, and in the previous cruise before me, they had someone who had a heart attack. And what happened there was they actually put a helicopter. These cruise ships are so big, and they're usually so close to the coast that a helicopter came in and medevaced them out. Now, again, this is where you have to come in with that medical insurance and travel insurance. Because if you don't have that, that could be very costly for the client, getting from that heart attack, getting him to land in the proper hospital. But yes, they do have, it's not a full hospital. I mean, they don't do surgeries on it. They just pretty much take care of, make sure if everybody's, health is fine, then they can get to the next port if there's an issue.
I think durable medical equipment, maybe something like braces, the rigid knee braces, maybe something like that. It would be best to check with the cruise.
Yeah, I don't think they would have that. That's more of a personal thing that has to be adjusted and fitted for the patient.
Well, that's what they're asking, if they allow you to bring them on board.
Oh yeah, sure. They're allowed to bring on board. Yeah, sure. That's not an issue.
It says they may also be talking about shower chairs, walkers, etc.
Yeah,
like that.
and that's okay. Okay, and another thing, right, Peggy? Let's talk about this because they were talking about special things. If you do have clients that are in wheelchairs and on scooters, there are certain cabins that can access that. But again, you need to pre-book that. There's nothing worse than getting, Aunt Betty and Uncle Charlie down there in their wheelchair. They were like, oh no, what? Oh, I got to get them scooters, but now they're in the cabin up on 15 that's got a lip on it, and they can't get through. There's.
So they've clarified. They were asking about O2.
Yeah, there are special accommodations for people in wheelchairs or scooters.
Yes. And
they
for oxygen.
They have roll-in showers. I mean, they've got it all.
Yeah, they have roll-in showers.
But those are specially handicap accommodations.
Yes, handicap access is readily available. Oxygen. What's the other one? The paralysis, dialysis. You can actually get on board too. You can actually get that on some of the
sleep apnea machines.
Not many ships
Well,
Yeah,
that's
not
it.
many ships offer dialysis treatment.
Right.
Now, there are some
That do.
ships that do have limited availability, and then there are clients that can do their own dialysis, but they've got to have the mixtures delivered to the port so they can be put on board the ship in their cabins, and then they bring on the additional equipment with them. The cruise line will make sure that it's moved to the cabins, and then they'll do their dialysis treatment in their cabin. And there are times where they're going to have access to different hospitals along the cruise route, and they're going to have to leave the ship when they get to that port, make arrangements to get to the hospital facility for their dialysis treatment, and be able to get back to the ship before it's scheduled to depart.
It's all doable, you guys. It's all doable. But again,
Yeah.
it requires that you qualify the client and you know everything. There's nothing worse than bad surprises. There really isn't.
Yes.
Now, you had a question
Yeah.
about sleep apnea.
No, you can take those machines with you.
Yeah, you
They
can take a
can
sleep
bring
apnea.
their machines on board. That's when they're going to need the equipment and the extension cords to go with them.
Yeah, to go with them. But everything's doable, you guys. Everything is doable. Now, can I come back for a minute? I want to talk about something here. We had Jill Langley in here at 1 p.m. Pacific time, right? Here we go.
Yeah, Joe was here.
Right, okay. But I was wondering, because this is something that I was talking to Susie before we came in here, and she said, did Jill talk about the medallion? Did Jill talk about the medallion?
Yes.
She did mention it? Okay. And the reason why I say this, okay, on all Princess Cruises ships, right, they have this medallion now. This again, forming your client. When you go on the Princess, on the Star Princess or the Princess or the Sun Princess, that medallion, you can either get it for your wrist, you can get it as a neckband, you can get it for a pin. And what this does, as you walk up to your client, it's like a little mini app. It opens up things for you.
It opens your room door.
It opens your room door as you get close to your cabin. Boom, it opens up. In Princess, on the elevators, they have a huge screen. When you go up to it, you can actually go in. Now, here's something that's really scary. The last time I was on, of course, I was going to the cocktail lounge. And so I'm walking up to the bar, and I'm hearing, hello, Mr. Lambert. And I'm like, who's that? Because they see on my medallion that, oh, Jose Lambert's coming up to order a cocktail. Several. But at the same time, I had a great time. But I was like, that freaked me out.
She was also talking about how you can use it to track your children.
Yeah, you can use it to track your children where they are on the ship. It's really a great thing. But again, if you got people going on Princess, you need to let them know about that. Again, prepping them for their cruise, going how they're going to enjoy the medallion. And I think you get to bring the medallion home with you, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool. All right.
I believe so, yes.
It's really, really cool. All right, let's talk about this. And this is really, I don't care where you're going on the planet. If you're going to the Bahamas, if you're just going to Mexico for a couple of days, I'm doing 3 days down in Cabo San Lucas. Okay, yeah, do this. It's easy and it's free. The Smart Travel Enrollment Program, there's the website right there. step.state.gov/step/Y. What this does, if there is any type of emergency weather event or anything like that, they'll get like an Amber Alert on their phone. Going, there's a hurricane coming. Go to this hotel right now. Or go to this consulate, go to this embassy. And it's free. It's free. Especially if you have that family of 5 that's going on a 7-nighter. That's going to go to Puerto Vallarta, they're going to go to Mazatlan, they're going to go to Cabo San Lucas. Get this for them. It's free.
Yep.
It's really, and it's a great program too. All right, Peggy, let's see. You do this one. Download the Cruise Line app.
Definitely. You want to download the Cruise Lines app. That way it'll keep you up to date on, weather, your dining. I mean, everything on your cruise is there. You have your hard copies of your invoicing. You know the ship and the sail date and the cabin and all of that. The app makes it easier for you to monitor what's happening.
Yeah, yes.
And the cruise line will send you emergency alerts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That way they can keep in touch with you.
Now, in the old days, remember, Peggy, in the old, well, I'm really showing my age, right? Well, this you used to get every night.
In the olden days,
In the olden days, you'd get a slip of paper, or two pieces of paper would be slid under. So you'd wake up in the morning and they'd say, welcome to, Puerto Vallarta. It would be on the top and say, here's the events for the day. Here's the menu. Here's here's what's happening at the theater tonight. But the casino, it would be like a newspaper almost. But it would give you everything what this does here now. But what's nice about here is that there's so much you can do with this now. It's really quite amazing. And you have to have this. Now, again, if you got elderly people that don't have cell phones and don't have this, that's okay. But, you should have other family members to show them these things. So going, hey, Grandma, you want to go to this, this hamburger spot that's here on deck 5? It's really great. Oh, yeah, here's the menu. You want to order? So you can even order now from here. On some of the apps. So you want to make sure that they know how to do that. Okay, check travel alerts and weather. Of course, this is really important, especially when you're going in the hurricane season, which is going to be starting up here soon. In the Pacific, we are predicting a huge El Nino for us. So I don't know what that's going to mean, if we're going to get more hurricanes and stuff. But we have this. This is from your Travel Cafe, the new travel advisories for all U.S. travelers. You can get this in your Travel Cafe. We have all those travel alerts and weather and stuff is in there. So you want to make sure you check in on that. Let's go to the next slide. Okay.
Oh, pre-cruise client checklist.
Go ahead.
Before day of cruise travel, check all passports, tickets, reservations. Download the cruise line app. Prep your family members, scooters, wheelchairs, walkers, kids too. Don't leave them behind.
And don't leave them.
How to get to the airport. Keep an eye on their flights. Arrival in cruise port city. Transfer from the airport to the pre-cruise hotel. Getting to the cruise terminal the following day. What time have they noted for check-in? A lot of the cruise ports will open early, so go ahead and get to the check-in point earlier in the day. Why wait until noon? Start your day off, get there earlier, get on board. Agent check special needs, make sure that everything has been taken care of. And then again, agent check group needs. Make sure that you've checked that list of items that you needed to have done prior to the cruise date.
Yeah, this is really, really important. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You're going to run into an issue when you deal with your clients on a couple of things here. I don't want a pre-night. Yeah. I don't want a pre-night hotel. I'm going to say to them, listen to me, Mr. Client. You're trusting me to book this cruise for you. You're going on the Icon of the Seas. You live in Sacramento, California. The Icon goes out of Port Canaveral. Okay? Mm-hmm. You need a pre-night. No, I can take the 5 o'clock, the 4 o'clock out of Sacramento. Stop. You have a suite on there. You have a suite on the Icon. And you can't come up with $200 for a hotel room for one night. And because I'm telling you, it has happened before. I don't know how many nightmares. And you agents that have booked tons of cruises know this. You know the clients that don't book a pre-night, about 50% of them don't make it on their cruise. Why? Because the airlines are late, delayed at the airport. They get down there. Now, time to check in. All right. On my last cruise, when I went on the Quantum they said my check-in time was 1:30. I said, well, no, I scheduled a 1:15 massage. I got to be there sooner. I always get in there at 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., around 10:30, they allow you to get on board. Everybody's gotten off. They've allowed you to get on board, and then you can start enjoying the ship, walking around, have breakfast, lunch, whatever you need. Get your surroundings, but that's what you should be doing there. But again, you really have to, with this pre-night, it is so important. It is so important that they listen to you and say, and really say to them, listen, it happens. I can't trust the airlines, especially now. I mean, my gosh, you know, I don't know what summer's going to look like. You know, the misery that we had recently with the TSA lines. What if you're there and you're stuck 3 hours? There it goes. You've missed the ship. So that's why I'm saying you want to make sure you get
And
the
it's
pre-night.
possible by the end of this month we could be back in that place.
Yeah. And here's the thing, you guys, all right? The pre-night hotels, it's not the Ritz-Carlton. They're very affordable. They are very affordable, especially for a family of 4, a family of 5. They are. They're not real expensive, and it gets you right there. You're right next to the ship. So the next day, boom, you get on. All right.
You can get out of the hotel.
And why do you want to do that?
Get to
More
the
commission.
ship and board.
More commission for you. Sell the ports. Sell the pre and post night cruises. Why not? If you're in Sacramento, California, and you're taking a family of 4 and they've never been to, oh, wow, look at Orlando. They have Disney World. They have Universal. They have Epic Universe. Epic Universe. Dad, can we go? Well, let's see. Can we? Yeah. More commission for you. A must for all group cruise clients. This is a must. If you're doing a group, definitely you need a pre-night. So look, and this is just what I'm showing you an example of the best hotels in Port Canaveral, but yeah, that's a win-win, you guys, for you guys. Okay, more nights. So the ports, instead of 1 night advised and 2 or 3 nights, I mean, come on. This is the Queen Mary in Long Beach. If you're doing a Carnival tour, a Carnival cruise.
I'm leaving out of Tampa next month, and I have 2 pre-night for my cruise.
So there you go.
It was a must, and it was like $200.
Yeah,
it wasn't much at all.
Yeah, it's not much at all.
Worth it.
So it's worth it. You just want to do it, and that's more commission for you. Then you book the activities and the tours, the theme parks, etc. You can book Room Res, Viator, Expedia Tap. You can book all that. So you want to make sure that you get in on that. So yeah, make more, expand more. There's a place where you can book them. You guys know, you know.
Yeah.
And there we go. All right, I'll do this one, Peggy, and you do the last one. All right. This is the latest pricing on getting to the terminal parking. Okay. I just looked up these rates yesterday. In Port of Miami, it's $25 to $35, depending on the cruise terminal that you're going out of. Port Canaveral is $20 a day. Port of Galveston is $27 a day. Port of New York City is $45 a day. Youch. Okay, but Carnival goes out of there.
Yeah.
Port of Baltimore is $25. Port of Long Beach is $23, and the Port of San Pedro is $23. Now, here's the thing. If you are driving to your pre-night hotel, some pre-night hotels offer free parking while you go on the cruise, or they'll charge you a small fee, but that's usually cheaper than what these rates are here, because you've stayed at the hotel. So you want to make sure that you take advantage of that and know that information. So there you go on that. All right, talk about this one, Peggy, the muster drill.
Oh my goodness, the mustard drill. Every ship is going to have a drill once you've boarded the ship. In your cabin, there's going to be on the back of the door where your mustard station is, or your muster station is. When the bells ring, you need to report with your life jacket on, and they're going to tell you about how if there were to be some kind of a major disaster on board and you needed to exit the ship, they're going to go over the emergency procedures. Once you're done, then you can go back to your cabin, drop off your life preserver, and continue doing what you were doing prior.
Okay, nowadays, though, everything, like I just recently went on the Quantum of the Seas, okay? They did the muster drill off my app. If you can believe that, Peggy. They said,
my goodness.
They said, watch the app.
Hoping that you had your phone with you, right?
Right. Now, if you don't have a phone, now here's the thing, though, okay? Everyone on board has to do this. If not, the ship cannot leave. So it has to be recorded somehow. Now, let's talk about, the family of 5. Okay, so you got to take the app and you got to show the kids this is what you do. Okay, and then they'll tell you in the app, okay, go to this area. Okay, when you get to the area, these are usually crew members of the cruise line, and they're going to show you this is what you do with the safety jacket, the life jacket, da da da, da, and then you show them your phone and they scan it and boom, it's done. Okay. Now, for people that don't have phones and apps, okay, seniors or people in scooters that they don't have that technology, they don't know how to work that technology, they can go to the muster station and go through everything. They'll go through everything and they'll mark you off that you've completed the drill. So again, but this must happen. And you have to tell your clients this. If your clients go, well, no, I went on Carnival Mardi Gras, I went straight to the bar and I'm starting having da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you don't do this, they ain't gonna go. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you don't do it, they will track you down. Security and the ship people will track you down and say, you have to do this or else we cannot leave. All right, so.
This is no joke.
Yeah, this is no joke. You have to do it.
This is no
Yeah,
joke. It's got to be done, yeah.
All right, shore excursions and tours. Let me talk about this one, and Peggy will tell you through the history of the bookings that we've had through the years. Now look, you can go to these places like Puerto Vallarta and Ensenada, and they have other shore excursions and tours there. Come on my boat. Come on, it's cheaper than what Carnival charged. Next thing you know, let's say that there's an emergency, and there hasn't been one lately in several years, but it does happen when the ship has to leave the port. And you're out on some boat out here, way out here, fishing something, and they don't call you because this shore excursion's not even anywhere related to Carnival.
Right.
And so the ship's going to take off. You're going to come back going, where's the ship? Then you're messed up. That's why you have the copy of your passport with you in case something like that happens, because you're going to need that passport to get back into the country. So again, be very careful on excursions and things. Be alert when you're in these foreign ports, and people come up to you and go, hey, buy this, buy that. But, just say, no, be very focused and just move away. It's the same thing like every time you go to Puerto Vallarta. I mean, agents that have been to Puerto Vallarta, right? I hate going through the Puerto Vallarta airport. Why? You get off the plane and they're all want to do, what do they call that? House, share, what do they call that? Share homes? Ryan, what do they call that? When you buy the vacation home.
Timeshare.
Timeshare.
Oh,
there's like 40 guys on the,
timeshares. Yeah.
And they're like, come here, senor, come on, I got this great timeshare. I'm like, stop it. Leave me alone. I just want to get to my resort and have a beer and just relax. No, you want to go, I get it for you for free. It's like, no. So be focused and just, grab your kids and just like, we're going to walk here, okay? Again, you want to do the shore excursions and tours through the cruise line. Why? Because if they're out there, let's say, oh yeah, I went on this Carnival horseback ride through Carnival cruise line and da-da-da, and we went out 8 miles. And next thing you know, oh no, they had a walkie-talkie or told the tour guide to come back because they had to leave. They had to leave. So again, your clients aren't stuck out there. So there you go.
Right.
All right, travel in groups. Here's an example. Okay, I don't know where this is, but this is a Carnival ship and a Royal ship, it looks like. Travel in groups and be smart about it, you guys. Be smart. Tell your clients you're going to, avoid, I don't know why people do this. It's like, you want to tell your mom, the moms, you don't want to take that, Louis Vuitton bag when you're walking around, the streets of Mazatlan. You just don't want to do that. It's different when you're, on board and on ship, but yeah, don't be flaunting that kind of stuff. Don't be taking out a big old camera that's got, a 12, 14-inch lens on it. It's like, and also, you guys, I've been seeing a lot of, pickpockets and things like that at the airports, cell phones. Make sure all of those things are secure. Make sure that they're zipped up so people don't get ripped off, right? Right, Peggy?
That's right.
And have fun. Have
jewelry, that type of thing. Yes, there's a time and a place to wear it.
Yes.
Don't be wearing it on your travel days. Where you're leaving the ship, going into town for shore excursions.
Or shopping or things like that.
Leave it in your cabin, in the safe.
Mm-hmm. And then
because you don't want someone to take it from you.
That's right.
While you're in port.
And finally, have fun. You guys, cruising is an exceptional thing. And you know what? we always ask this when we qualify for cruising. We always ask this as the final question: do you want to invite anybody else to go along with you? And boom, right away that opens up a whole nother booking that you have. You've just doubled your booking by asking that one question.
Exactly.
You want to invite anybody else to go with you? Family, friends? Oh my God, of course. The Johnsons down the street.
The neighbors, do they want to go?
The Johnsons down the street get along great with our kids and their kids, and we get along with them. Let's invite them. They'll love to come.
Yep.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Yeah, and do
You
ATV
might find
and all
at
that.
some point you've got an entire group of 8 cabins you might be able to take care of.
That's right. Okay,
And then
hey,
you're
you guys,
going to reach out to me for group information.
There you go. There you go. Check
So
this
it's a
out.
win-win.
It's a win-win for you. Now, it's Princess Cruises Week, okay? This is happening. If you don't know about it, Princess is going to be going to Celebration Key. Check it out.
So excited over this. I've got clients booking on
Find a little place, feel the rhythm of the waves under a palm tree sway. Catch a couple rays in the middle of the day. Let our worries sail away under a palm tree sway.
Yeah, Princess Cruises is going to be starting to go to Celebration Key, and if you want to be aware of that, so you can inform that to your clients. They got this sale going on, and it's ending at the end of the month. Make sure you get involved with this. Super savings up to 50% off, up to $400 in instant savings, free third and fourth guests. I'm going to say it again, free third and fourth guests, $99 deposits. So you can't miss that. That's happening there.
I'm excited over that one for
Yeah,
sure.
well, there's more. And you know what? I talked to Jill on Friday when we do the wrap up. She's going to give us the new sales for the weekend for you guys. So you're going to have that information.
Okay, great.
Because they're going to drop on Friday morning. Remember, they have 20% off on their shore excursions. This ends tomorrow, you guys. This ends tomorrow, 20% off on. And these, you can use these, all of these sales, you can use for the Star Princess, the Sun Princess, the entire fleet. So you want to make sure you get in on this one. That's a 20% off on all their excursions. Then they have 30% off on all the spa. Again, this ends tomorrow, 30%. And okay, here's another thing about this, okay? Here's a trick. When you book the spa, you want to book it pre. You don't want to book it on board because that's when it's the most expensive. You want to book it before you get on the cruise. And look, they have a whole bunch of items on there. You'll save your client, and then you can apply this. You can apply that to it. So take advantage of that. Miss Peggy, okay, again, there's this one. I want to talk about that one. And then, Peggy, I want to thank you so much for being with us today. I really, really appreciate it. Okay.
You are so welcome. It's important to me, and if I can lend a hand, I'm right here.
Thanks. Okay, we have a couple of questions. So here, let's have some questions.
Yeah, we have a quick question
Okay.
from Esmeralda Coria from Facebook. Is gratuities best when you book your cabin before or after?
Okay.
Which
all right,
is
Peggy,
better?
Question, gratuities. Is it best to book it? What was it, Ryan?
Basically, to include your gratuities when you book or pay your gratuities while you're on the ship.
Whether it's better to include the gratuities at the booking or pay it when you're on the ship.
I would personally add it to the cruises so they can go ahead and take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't need to worry about it. If
Yes.
they have exceptional service from their cabin steward, the wait staff in the dining room, a favorite bartender, they can always tip additional money
That's correct. Yes.
to those particular individuals. Crew members work very, very hard for them.
We have one more
Wait,
question.
wait. I want to talk.
Unfortunately, there are some that don't tip.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about this. Okay. The gratuities should always be included in the booking. I don't. If a client, okay, and you can actually call me. All right. I don't want to deal with a client that's going to say, no, I'm not going to pay for that. No, because those people, they work so hard. And you guys know who have been on cruises. You know this. You know this. You know that the cabin stewards, the bartenders, the servers, everybody, they work really, really hard. And some of them have 2 or 3 jobs, not just, bartending,
Yeah.
then they do something else and something else. So it's very important that you put that is not even included. I don't even talk about that. When I was booking a lot of cruises, I was like, no, that's just in there. That's part of the price. You have to pay that. Now, like Peggy said, if there's a bartender or a server, or, because when you go to the dining room, you're usually going to sit at the same dining table every night. You're going to have the same server. You want to tip them something, or the house, the cabin staff. That's up to you. But if someone
Right.
says, no, I'm not going to pay that, then that you stop right there. You know what, Mr. Client? You have to really do that. If you're having that issue, call me. I'll talk to the client. Because to me, that tells me that this man doesn't know, or this client doesn't know what the cruising world's all about. He's probably a new person who's never cruised before. He's saying, what do I got to pay this extra $300 for, blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, you're bringing 5 people on board.
All right, our next question, real quick, because we are running over an
Okay.
hour already.
Yeah, okay.
Is charges for name changes, when would those apply?
Oh, that's
Time
a
frame wise.
Peggy, can you answer that one? Well, the
Okay.
charges for name changes. When does that apply?
It depends on the cruise line.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You
here's where
have to have at least one of the original names has to remain on the booking.
Yeah, and
If we're doing just a name correction, like if the first name has been misspelled or even the last name, a lot of times the cruise line will not charge for that correction. But you need to verify the date of birth is correct too.
now we get a lot of calls with you guys going, well, my Aunt Mary can't go. I got, a small family going like 8 people, but now my Aunt Mary can't go. So my cousin Betty wants to take her place. Okay, well, that depends on the cruise line. Can it happen? Yes. Is there going to be a charge? Yes. Is it better
It
to do
could
it
be.
sooner than later? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, if you do it sooner than later, like 4 months, okay, we get that. Okay, but if it's like, a week away, it might be costly. So let them know about that.
There could be a fee at that point, and that
Right.
could be as little as $50.
But, it might just
It depends on the cruise line
It
and
depends on the
where
cruise
we
line.
are with that name correction
but now
or change.
Now, this is where you have to take control of the booking, and you have to be strong and say, okay, that's it. I can't have any more changes on this booking. If Aunt Mary can't go, and we're going to bring Cousin Betty, that's it. Don't come to me next week and say, well, now Cousin Betty don't want to go. We want to bring, Cousin Ann in. Because then it just keeps rolling and rolling. So you got to be strong about that, make that booking. All right, anything else, Ryan?
Right.
No, that's it. Just do your due diligence when booking initially, and you won't have to make those corrections. Revise everything twice before you submit. That's just a good practice.
You guys, Peggy, again, I want to thank you for spending your time with us. I know I took up a bunch of your time today. But Peggy, we love you, and thank you for being with us. Again, if you need anything, there's our email address right there, peggyh@archertravel.com. Again, Peggy, I just really thank you for being with us. If you have any ship questions, cruise questions, group questions, you want to contact her, right? If you want a copy of this PowerPoint, all you need to do is email me at the end of the presentation. It's right there. Boom, right there. I'll send this off to you. Again, Peggy, thank you so much. You guys join me on Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're going to have a good time. We're going to set you up for next week, and next week we got a good one too. Next week we got a good one. You're not going to want to miss this one. Next week's going to be good. We're going to wrap up Princess Week. Jill Langley's going to be in the house. We're going to give away some stuff, and we got some great videos, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And Evelyn will be here, and I think maybe Amanda. All right, I'm Jose Lambert of Archer Travel Service. See you guys.